Good Thursday afternoon to you, Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Just after lunch on this Thursday, kind of want to tell you what's happening with the severe weather setup across the state of Alabama. We have a tornado watch for the western half of Alabama. We're talking generally along and west of I-65 until 7 p.m. this evening. What we're watching, this band of thunderstorms over East Mississippi moving our way now. And a couple of cells have developed ahead of that. In fact, I want to zoom you into Kemper County, Noxubee County, Mississippi, a confirmed tornado on the ground, a very dangerous storm. In fact, some possible injuries just north of Liberty, Mississippi there. This storm's moving towards Macon, Mississippi, and then it could clip parts of Pickens County and Lamar County within about an hour to an hour and a half from now. It's moving east or north-northeast at about 50 to 55 miles per hour. So we're going to watch that storm really close. Again, other storms out there are becoming severe in East Mississippi. Those will track into West Alabama. The primary concern today, damaging straight line winds, but I think we're going to have a couple of tornadoes in the mix too, especially considering what's happening in parts of East Mississippi. As things kind of warm up, you probably notice it's very warm, it's very muggy outside. In fact, White, if we can check out our Tuscaloosa Tower Cam, kind of see what it looks like outdoors now. You'll notice there's lots of cloud cover, but there's some breaks in the clouds. And again, we're looking west towards downtown. There's University Boulevard there moving towards the Strip, and there's no severe weather in the Tuscaloosa area at this time. But I think later on today, we're talking about 1, 2, 3 p.m., the severe weather will inch closer to the Tuscaloosa area. But one good thing, notice the deck of clouds, not really that much sunlight here over West Alabama right now. So that should at least help somewhat limit the risk of severe weather. We'll go back over to the radar. And again, this is what we are watching here. We have a tornado warning in East Mississippi that's going to move into West Alabama probably within an hour from now. We're just doing a cut-in right now to kind of let you know what's going on with the severe weather setup across the state. Isolated tornadoes possible, and also the threat for some wind damage across the area. We're going to check something out here. I think we have some more reports coming in. Yeah, it says, oh wow. Noxubee County, Mississippi, train spotters were tracking a very large, violent tornado moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. Wow. So we're talking a large, violent tornado in East Mississippi and Kemper County that could reach parts of West Alabama, I think here in the next hour to 45 minutes from now. So we're going to watch this really close. Again, very large, dangerous tornado in East Mississippi. That's in extreme northern Kemper County, moving in southern Noxubee County in Mississippi. Again, this is the thunderstorm we're talking about, a supercell thunderstorm that's kind of gotten out of hand. Other storms are okay. They're approaching severe limits, but the most dangerous storm we're watching is moving towards northern Pickens County and parts of Lamar County, I think within about 45 minutes to an hour from now. So again, we have a tornado confirmed on the ground just across the state line in Kemper County there in East Mississippi. A very large and dangerous tornado reported here on the ground with that particular storm. So this is certainly something we're going to be watching very close for the next several hours. Good news though, it will move out later this evening, so it's going to take, I'd say, a few hours to get through the West Alabama area, but it will likely move on across our state sometime later this evening. So we are watching things really close here in the Weather Center. We have a dangerous storm in East Mississippi, so we want to give you a heads up in Pickens County and Lamar County for this particular thunderstorm. A large tornado confirmed just south of Macon, Mississippi. It's going to be tracking in that fashion to the northeast. It eventually could impact parts of West Pickens County and portions of Lamar County. Now, this is down the road. Lamar, Pickens County, not under tornado warning right now, but really, really concerned about this storm here. So just again, a heads up, a very large, dangerous tornado with that particular storm there on the Kemper-Noxubee County line in East Mississippi. There's the West Alabama state line. So we've got a little time to go before it moves into parts of West Alabama, but only about 45 minutes to 1 hour before we see some of our counties impacted by this large tornado in East Mississippi. We're going to step back quickly and check some more reports from Mississippi. And so far, they're very concerned about that tornado in East Mississippi, saying it's a very large, dangerous tornado. There's possible injuries now being reported near Liberty, Mississippi. That's in Kemper County, so injuries being reported as well. Their trained spotters are watching this large tornado in east portions of Mississippi. This is not in our Alabama counties right now. We have a tornado watch until 7 p.m., so it just kind of goes to show you it's going to be a little while before we get this mess on through here until the dangerous, I think, severe weather issues are going to be out of here. We'll zoom out quickly and show you the rest of West Alabama and what's happening out there, as well as Central Alabama. East Alabama not under the tornado watch just yet. We're talking areas along and west of I-65 until 7 p.m. I noticed a couple little cells trying to develop over southwest Alabama and south central Alabama. We're going to watch those close as well. Those are not severe at the moment, but down the road, I think those could become severe as well. Let's see, yeah, the tornado warning in Kemper County looks like it's going to be canceled because it's moved completely into Knoxville County. Let's see, other reports, yeah, coming in from East Mississippi. We're going to watch the storm close. What we're going to do, we're going to send it back to programming. But again, I just want to remind you, we have a tornado watch in West Alabama until 7 p.m. We'll be back on pretty shortly with this storm over East Mississippi. I think we have about 45 minutes or so to go before it moves into Pickens and Lamar County. Right now, that storm in East Mississippi confirmed a large, dangerous tornado on the ground. We've got a full staff here in the Weather Center this evening. We'll be updating our social media sites, Facebook and Twitter, also our weather blog. You can check us out there. We'll be updating you on what's happening here. And if we get a tornado warning in West Alabama, we will certainly be on air to let you know about it. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Stay tuned for more severe weather updates. If we don't have severe weather, we will be back on television at 4 o'clock.
Live from the WVUA TV Weather Center, this is a severe weather alert.
Good Thursday afternoon to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We're on air watching severe weather just across the state line. I want to give you a heads up what's happening now. All of central and west Alabama are under a tornado watch until 7 p.m. The counties you see in yellow there under that tornado watch till 7. Extreme east Alabama, we're not under tornado watch just yet, but I think that will be changing. We're also watching a thunderstorm over in East Mississippi. Some of the latest from that, the National Weather Service is saying a confirmed tornado is on the ground just across the state line at East Mississippi. So we'll zoom into that storm. What we're talking about is not far from Pickens County. So we want to kind of stay on air and watch this storm as it moves into parts of northwest Alabama, west Alabama rather, again, northwest Pickens County. There's Tuscaloosa reform. I think the possible tornado is going to cross the state line somewhere right in here. There's a new radar update, and again, a very impressive supercell thunderstorm just across the state line. There's no warning for Pickens County just yet. I think there will be one very shortly for northwest Pickens County and perhaps Lamar County, maybe even Fayette County as the storm tracks off towards the northeast. But there's a confirmed large tornado on the ground with this storm right here, not far from Macon, Mississippi there. And it's only a matter of minutes before it moves into parts of Pickens County. Aliceville, Carrollton, you're okay. We're talking areas north and west of you. We're talking places like Reform, points west on Highway 82. Again, anybody east of Reform, we're okay. Anybody from Carrollton east, we're okay with this particular storm. But again, at any minute, we'll likely see a tornado warning issued for Pickens County, perhaps Lamar and Fayette County, as a very dangerous storm in East Mississippi tracks off towards the north and east at about 55 miles per hour. So we're watching that again very close for parts of Pickens County. It looks like, yeah, they're reporting trees, power lines snapped over in parts of East Mississippi, just south of Macon. And this is the storm now. The tornadic circulation, I think, is just east of Macon, Mississippi, which, if you know where Macon, Mississippi is, just across the state line there in Knoxville County. Here's Lowndes County, Mississippi, and Pickens County. Again, the storm's going to be tracking in that general direction towards Pickens County. So we want to give you a heads up in Pickens County. Go ahead and get in that safe place. If you're watching us in Reform and points west on Highway 82, if you're along Highway 17 north of Reform towards Kennedy and Vernon as well, you know, go ahead and think about going to that safe place. I think Vernon's okay for now, but just down the road, you may be under the gun with this particular storm. Again, at this time, no tornado warning for Pickens County. I really think that's going to be a change here really soon. So places like Pickensville, Memphis, this dangerous part of the storm is going to be crossing the state line. Here's the Alabama-Mississippi state line. There's Highway 14. There's Carrollton. The tornadic circulation is right there. It's going to be moving in that general direction towards Pickensville, just west of Carrollton, and towards the general direction of Reform. So again, a very dangerous storm just in East Mississippi. There's some injuries reported with this storm too. There's lots of damage being reported not far outside of Macon, Mississippi. So this is one of those storms that's gotten out of hand. Other storms for now are in check. In other words, they're not getting out of hand as much as that one storm is. Again, here's that line of storms in East Mississippi. Right now stretching from about Columbus down towards, looks like between Meridian and Jackson on Interstate 20 there. But one storm that's developed out ahead of the main line, it's a supercell type of thunderstorm. It is a very dangerous storm. One thing you want to check out, though, temperatures, we are very warm. We have 76 in Tuscaloosa. Utah Geiger reporting 76. The air over Alabama is unstable, so it's favorable for these severe storms. I think today we're going to have wind damage, and those isolated tornadoes will be expected as well. Dew point temperatures, the moisture is there as well. So we have air temperatures that are high enough for severe weather. We have dew point temperatures that are high enough for severe weather. So again, we have some of those ingredients certainly coming together across the state of Alabama. Notice over the past several hours, this is the setup. We have this line of heavy rain over west and central Mississippi earlier this morning. It's starting to become a little more organized and moves towards west Alabama. That's due to the warming temperatures. The atmosphere is becoming ripe for severe weather over the state of Alabama. So as this line gets closer to us, I think it will continue to organize. Again, we have that cell that has developed out ahead of the main line that's moving towards Pickens County, West Alabama. Let's see, the latest from the National Weather Service out of Jackson. They're saying they continue to, storm trackers continue to see a large and violent tornado in East Mississippi, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So we're only talking to just a few more minutes before this thing starts to move into Pickens County in West Alabama. We're going to check out some other things for this particular storm. We're going to check out the velocity and see, do we have a tornado warning? All right, we have a tornado warning now for Pickens County, so it's formal. Let's see, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for Pickens County, and it's moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour, and this is just southwest of Pickensville over in Pickens County. So we now have a formal tornado warning in Pickens County. You see the county, the part of in the polygon there. We're talking Reform, Ethelsville, in western and northwest Pickens County. Oh, check this out. On radar, we now have a debris ball. This thing is definitely producing a large tornado right now moving into Pickens County. A heads up, if you're watching us near Pickensville, this large and violent tornado is going to be moving in your direction very shortly, as we're seeing this dangerous storm move off in the northeast direction. So yeah, we see indications on the radar of a debris ball right there moving into West Alabama. This is going to be north of Aliceville on Highway 14. If you're driving from Aliceville to Pickensville on Highway 14, we want you in that safe place. We want you to pull over. We don't want you in a car there in that part of Pickens County for sure, because the chance of a tornado is very high there. I think, hey, quickly, updates on our website. We've got running updates on our social media and our weather blog. You can check us out there for nonstop updates as well. So again, Pickens County underneath the tornado warning in West Alabama. This is the first county in Alabama under tornado warning. Many of us are under tornado watch until 7 p.m. as this line of storms moves off towards the east, but this one supercell thunderstorm has gotten out ahead of the line. It's going to stay well northwest of Tuscaloosa. No issues with this storm in Tuscaloosa, but other storms could move our way down the road as we're under that tornado watch until 7. Very dangerous looking supercell thunderstorm here moving into Pickens County. It has a confirmed tornado on the ground. You can see indications of where that tornado is right there, which is still a radar signature, which could still be a debris ball we're just looking at here a few minutes ago. There's the Memphis community on the Tombigbee River that runs through Pickens County and into Lowndes County, Mississippi. The tornado is going to be right there, moving close to Memphis, Pickensville. Carrollton, you're close to the tornado warning, but officially you're outside of the polygon. To be safe, if you're watching us in Carrollton, I would get in that safe place just to be on the safe side, because I think that tornado is going to be close to you here pretty soon. Also places like Ethelsville along Highway 82. Here's 82 that runs into Columbus, Mississippi. Here's Highway 17. There's Reform. You go up into Lamar County, you run into Kennedy and southern Lamar County, where Highway 17 moves into that county. That's going to be moving your direction too. Officially, Lamar and Fayette County not under a tornado warning, but just based on how the storm looks, I wouldn't be shocked if there's going to be a tornado warning issue for you a little bit down the road. So again, a very dangerous storm. We're watching it about to move into Pickens County, and at this second, Pickens County is not under the tornado, or not under the tornado itself, but the tornado is only a few miles from the state line. So you got to go ahead and get in that safe place. One community we're really concerned about here is Pickensville. It looks like Pickensville on the Tombigbee River could take a direct hit from this tornado, which is confirmed on the ground. A large violent tornado from storm spotters and also from radar sites. We can see this thing based on velocity and different sources there. As it tracks northeast at about 40 miles per hour, it's going to cross Highway 14, very close to Pickensville on the Tombigbee River. So what I want you to do, get in that safe place, the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You don't want to be in a mobile home. I know there's a lot of campgrounds here in Pickensville on the Tombigbee. We want you out of a mobile home. We want you out of a camper. If you're in a camp house there, we want you to get out of that and find a safer place. So we want you to get in a site-built home, a storm shelter, if possible, because this is could still be a large violent tornado, as reported just back to the southwest over Kemper and Noxubee County, Mississippi. And this seems to be one of those long track tornadoes. It's been on the ground for a while now, and based off of what this storm looks like on radar, there's certainly a good chance this thing's still producing a large tornado about to move into Pickens County, northwest Alabama. Let's check things out outside wide. If we can check out our Tuscaloosa Tower cam. We're not going to be able to see that tornado that far away. We're looking off in the northwest direction and the west direction, kind of towards that storm. Notice there's a lot of cloud cover. There's no indication of a tornado anywhere close to Tuscaloosa right now. But we're looking back towards the west, towards that particular storm moving into Pickens County. But obviously, I think it's going to be too far to see there. That storm as it moves towards Pickens County. We are going to be watching it very close there. We'll go back over to radar. And again, this is what we're looking at. Daniel is highlighting the path of this potential tornado here we're expecting. And again, we're talking over Pickens County. So northwest Pickens County, there's where your tornado is going to be. There's some towns he's highlighting there. Looks like in about 15 minutes, Pickensville and Carrollton in about 31 minutes. Daniel, do you have any updates you want to pass along coming at us?
Yeah, we're watching the weather service chats out of Jackson and Birmingham very closely, trying to make sure, see exactly what this is doing. Jacksonville just updating, saying they're keeping a very close eye on whether the tornado is still on the ground and going to track into Lowndes County, Mississippi. So it still may be headed a little more to the northeast than just the northeast, but they're watching it very closely. They're not issuing a warning for Lowndes County, Mississippi just yet, and the National Weather Service out of Birmingham still has not updated the tornado warning for Pickens County just yet, still saying that as of 12:34, which is some 7 minutes ago, that they're tracking the confirmed tornado, which at that point was 11 miles to the southwest of Bevel, Lock and Dam. You can see here on our radar, you can actually see the rotation, very tight rotation with the storm. And Richard, I was going to go over to the dual pole out of Columbus radar, and we could probably see the debris ball on that radar, the coefficient there. But back to this, it's located about 13 miles to the southwest of Pickensville and headed to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So 15 minutes, Pickensville is going to be under the gun. In about 30 minutes, Carrollton would be under the gun. So you guys need to be in your safe place right now. Make sure you're there. So we're taking a look at some of the radar products that we have now. Columbus radar just got upgraded not too long ago with all these new products, Richard.
Yeah, to dual polarization. And we're looking at something a little different than what you typically see here. But again, there's a very strong indication of a tornado right there just west of Pickensville based off of the dual polar radar. You know, these radars around here has been upgraded to where they can actually see tornadoes now. They can see debris inside of a tornado. And I'll tell you one thing, Daniel, that is a very concerning look just west of Pickensville. So if you're watching us in Pickensville, we want you in that safe place along Highway 14, close to those campgrounds in Pickensville on the Tombigbee River. A really dangerous looking storm here. And again, this is a different look we don't often show on television, but we want to kind of look at it since the Columbus radar is actually picking up debris from a tornado over extreme East Mississippi. Here's the Alabama state line there.
There it is.
And yeah, there we go. There's the dual polar. Yeah, you can clearly see where there's debris with that tornado. How about that?
Yeah, you can actually see right there, that blue part right here on the radar. You can see this blue area right here. This is going to be the debris ball that's along with this tornado. So that indicates, when we can see it on radar like this, that there is a strong tornado out there. across the area. It's still moving off to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So folks in Pickensville, between Pickensville and the state line, need to definitely be in your safe place right now. Keep a close eye on this system. What the National Weather Service is talking about, Lowndes County, Mississippi. Right now, this storm kind of tracking off to the northeast, it looks like a little bit. We're still waiting on another update from the National Weather Service. Should be getting that in the next couple of minutes here, because they usually do that about every 10 minutes. But it looks like it's going to cross into Pickens County, the northern portions of Pickens County. Let's zoom that radar out a little bit, and we'll get a better look at exactly where all it's going. Let's go ahead and change it back over to the regular radar as well, so we kind of get a scope of what's going on here. So you can see, folks, between Pickensville, Ethelsville, also all the way up to the county line into Lamar County. So folks in this area along Highway 14, Highway 82 between Reform and Ethelsville, looks like you guys are going to be under the gun. You can see the polygon goes all the way from Memphis all the way up to the county line, the tri-county line up there with Pickens and Lamar County. And then the new rotation on our radar site shows it a little bit further to the north than what the actual radar shows. So this is just a computer indication, so just to let us know that there's some rotation with that storm, but don't worry about that. Really what we're looking for is this hook right here. It's going to be right in this area. So Pickensville looks like it's getting rather close to you guys. You need to make sure you're in your safe place right now. Anybody between Pickensville along Highway 14, between Ethelsville and the state line, definitely need to be in that safe place. This is a very strong tornado. This is a new radar update.
Yeah, Daniel, this is, I'm just looking at Birmingham to see what they're looking like. We're obviously too far away from the Birmingham radar site, so I think we're going to keep it on Columbus, and that way we get a better presentation. I mean, that is an incredible looking supercell thunderstorm. Looks like it's very, very close to Pickensville right now. So yeah, Daniel, that's really, really concerning to us if you're watching us over in parts of Pickens County. Again, this is extreme West Pickens County. The other image you see there on the left side of the screen, that is the Tuscaloosa Tower Cam. We're looking in the direction of the storm, but obviously you can't see the tornado is too far away, but there has been a confirmed tornado with a storm that's about to hit Pickensville in western Pickens County. There's a lot of campgrounds out there. I know a lot of folks are down there this time of the year, so certainly we want you to be in that safe place. You got to get out of a camper. You got to get out of a mobile home. You got to get in that site-built structure. If you're driving along the highways, Highway 14, we want you off of the highways. We want you out of a car. You got to find a safe place. This is a dangerous thunderstorm. In fact, Wyatt, if we could take this radar full, looks like we've got a TVS now on our radar. This is called a tornado vortex signature, and this is not a good sign here, folks. This means our computers are really pinning down on where there's going to be a tornado, and it looks like right on top of Pickensville.
Sorry about
right
that,
now. So yeah, if you could zoom out quickly, Daniel. Yeah, there's Pickensville and there's the Tombigbee River. A lot of campgrounds out there. That's where the tornado is going to be crossing. The Tombigbee River right in that general direction, really close to Pickensville. Here's Highway 14 that runs right there. Carrollton, you're officially outside the tornado warning polygon, but you're really close
now
to that warning.
Here's a new tornado warning from the National Weather Service out of Jackson. This is going to be for Lowndes and Noxubee County until 1 p.m., so only issued for about 15 minutes, but they are confirming this damaging tornado located near Bigbee Valley, moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour, so still finding this tornado moving to the northeast. So people in Pickensville, along Highway 14, between Pickensville and Ethelsville, and over in Pickens County, need to be in their safe place immediately, because there is a large damaging tornado headed toward Pickens County. It's about to cross the state line right now. Last radar indicated it was about 5 miles from Pickensville, so people in the outskirts of that area in rural Pickens County need to be underground if at all possible.
Yeah, absolutely, Daniel. And one thing I'm really concerned about, Daniel, is the fact that a lot of people are in campgrounds on the Tombigbee River. A lot of people are in mobile homes. A lot of people are in campers right now. I've got a few friends out at Pickensville, and I know how the setup is there. So you got to get out of those immediately. You got to find that site-built structure, because camper and mobile home is not a safe place during a tornado. According to radar, the rotation is right on the state line, and we're only talking just a couple of miles away from Pickensville. It's such a close call. We want you to be in that safe place in Pickensville along the Tombigbee River. If you're driving along Highway 14, again, outside of Aliceville, there's Highway 14 that runs north into Pickensville, and then it moves into Lowndes County, Mississippi, crosses the state line there. There's where your tornado is going to be.
Okay, they've updated the tornado warning. Birmingham has. confirmed tornado. They're tracking it on the ground, located near Bevel Lock and Dam near Pickensville now, moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. And I'll read the text while you're updating on the radar.
Daniel, one thing real quick, I do want to mention that this is certainly an emergency situation for Pickens County. You know, quite frankly, we did not expect tornadoes like this today. The atmosphere didn't look like it was going to be quite right for tornadoes like this, but this one storm is sucking up a lot of juice in the atmosphere, the instability that's there, and it is becoming a headache certainly for Pickens County. So this is an emergency situation for Pickens County. A large confirmed tornado is on the ground very close to Pickensville. We're only talking maybe a mile or two away from Pickensville. Hopefully this will miss Pickensville just outside of town, but I'm telling you, it's really close, a really close call for you. There's Highway 14, there's Carrollton. If you go east of Carrollton into parts of East Pickens County, you're fine. This is going to be areas from Pickensville to the north, and that's going to include Reform. I think down the road, Reform is going to be very close to that tornadic circulation. So again, some areas we're really watching with the storm is Pickensville. It's north of the Memphis community, and Ethelsville. Anywhere between Reform and Ethelsville. I think the tornado is going to cross the highway there, Highway 82, somewhere between Reform and Carrollton, or Ethelsville rather, as this tornadic circulation moves in that general direction. But this is a dangerous looking supercell thunderstorm. We saw the debris using the dual polar technology, the brand new technology, state-of-the-art stuff. We were able to actually see the tornado itself, the debris within it from the Columbus radar side. And I'll tell you this, Daniel, this storm is it is a wicked-looking storm in Pickens County. Wow.
A very good hook echo on this storm just now entering Pickens County. So everyone along Highway 14 cannot stress this enough. You need to be underground if at all possible, because this is a damaging tornado. Look at that debris ball now indicated on our radar. You can see there is a lot of damage going on with this storm. We've had damage through 2 counties in Mississippi. Now it's moving into Alabama and Pickens County, also Lamar County, possibly Fayette County going to be under the gun. This is seeming like it's going to be a long track tornado. It's already crossed a couple of counties, and we've had it on our minds for at least an hour now, Richard.
Yeah, we've been watching this storm from well back in central Mississippi. It kind of got out of hand in a hurry, and this thing means business, folks. We're talking again over heading towards Reform now. It's moving past Pickensville. I think within the next few minutes it will be completely past Pickensville. We're going to look at a scan of the storm from the side, and this is something that we don't often show at home, but we're looking at a side view of this dangerous thunderstorm, and it's a really tall thunderstorm. This line right here represents 20,000 feet, 30,000, 40,000. Yeah, this thunderstorm spiked at 50,000 feet, which means it has a powerful updraft. And you can tell where the updraft is right there. In that part of the storm, your tornado is going to be directly below that on top of Pickensville now. Again, kind of different look where we've scanned this storm in half. So we kind of turned it sideways, in other words, and we're slicing the storm in half with our X-Vision product from looking at the storm off of the Columbus radar site. And this one definitely means business. A very well-developed supercell thunderstorm in Pickens County, moving across the state line now. So let me bring it back here to our home view quickly. Other places out there that we're watching, no tornado warnings. Anywhere else in Alabama, we have a tornado watch until 7 p.m. for much of central and west Alabama. We have this long line of thunderstorms that's developing, moving east slowly but surely. And this one supercell thunderstorm, a very mean supercell thunderstorm, has developed in Pickens County and is producing a confirmed tornado very close to the campgrounds of Pickensville. This large tornado, which is confirmed by the National Weather Service, is just drifting north of Pickensville now. There's where your tornado is going to be. Here's Highway 14. Carrollton, you're okay. Reform, you're under the gun. And Ethelsville, you're under the gun. This tornado is going to cross Highway 82, I think, within the next 15 to 20 minutes, somewhere between Reform and Ethelsville. But we want you in those both communities staying in a safe place as the storm tracks to the northeast right now. But yeah, check that out. Very damaging looking supercell thunderstorm. That's your hook echo. Here's your inflow notch. There could be some large hail falling out of that part of the storm, but your tornado itself is going to be right there, just outside of Pickensville. So again, a dangerous storm, Daniel.
Now, I'm just checking some social media sites. There now is confirmed 1 fatality and 1 injury in Liberty, Mississippi with this system. So we are looking at a day that could turn out to be a rather busy one for the weather department, because even I was reading the discussion from the National Weather Service, and they're saying that even despite the possibility of tornadoes, there is the possibility of strong winds and rain with this. So this is not a day that you need to get out and go explore or run errands. You need to stay in your house today, at least until all of this system passes.
So, you know, this storm, unfortunately, we now have a confirmed fatality with it back in East Mississippi. We broke in about an hour ago, and we're talking about the dangerous storm, confirmed tornado south of Macon, Mississippi. Now the same storm is tracking into Pickens County, and it's a deadly storm. That's all it is to it. It's a deadly supercell thunderstorm. One fatality already being reported out of that, and some injuries with that as well. This is going to be north of Aliceville. I think the tornado threat, the tornado itself is going to be now north of Pickensville. It looks like it's right on top of Highway 14. As you go north of Pickensville, you know, you turn north into town. The tornadic circulation is close to the state line, but it's just on the Alabama side of the state line. It's right on top of the Tombigbee River, just above the lock and dam there near Pickensville, and the circulation's right there. Certainly a dangerous looking thunderstorm on radar. Carrollton, you're okay. Gordo, you're okay. No issues with you with this storm, but other storms are heading your way down the road. All right, quickly, a wide view of what's happening out there. The yellow counties, that's a tornado watch until 7 p.m. It's going to take a while to get this activity through here. There's your squall line. Damaging straight line winds are possible along that line. And then we have that one supercell thunderstorm that is developed right ahead of the line, and that's the one that's producing a lot of trouble, and a tornado confirmed with that storm as it moves into Pickens County. Daniel, if you have any more reports, anything new coming on?
They expired the tornado warning for Noxubee, Mississippi, but I did want to mention that even further to the south, there are some more tornado warnings along with this system down even further toward Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I'll zoom out and we'll show you this. I mean, really, we need to zoom out wide for this system because you can see how large it is across at least 3 states, even down into Louisiana, parts of that area. But let's go ahead and look down here in the Hattiesburg area. We're watching a strong tornado down in this area. You can see 2 tornado warnings here. All of this is going to be headed off to the northeast, and that's what we're watching very closely across our area because all of these storms will eventually make it into parts of Alabama. You can see this is all of our area really in the yellow that's outlined from Tuscaloosa to Montgomery. You see there Marengo County to the north, and all these storms are going to track that way if they do turn into long track tornadoes like we're seeing now in Pickens County. We could be seeing those affect us here in parts of west and central Alabama in the coming hours. But still, this tornado down here in Hattiesburg is several hours away, but we are watching things even down further off to the south and west. But back up here at home, we are watching closely this one moving through parts of Pickens County, northern Pickens County. You can see the box goes all the way here to the Tri-County area of Fayette and Tuscaloosa County, and then also Lamar County. We're real close to the radar site you can see, which is right here at Columbus Air Force Base. All of these storms are going to be moving off to the northeast. We now have 3 signatures on this storm, watching it very closely as it looks like it's going to approach between Ethelsville and Reform. Folks, in this area you can see right here between Ethelsville and Reform along Highway 82, anybody who's in this area between Pickensville, Ethelsville, Reform, and Lamar County need to be at your safe place immediately. This is a deadly storm that has killed 1 person and has injured others in Kemper County, Mississippi. We are watching it very closely as it moves along north of Pickensville now into crossing Highway 14 into Pickens County here in west Alabama. We are going to see that eventually move off into parts of central Alabama as well. But these storms are not anything that you want to play with. Don't get outside. Don't go out and try to look. In fact, these storms could be rain wrapped right now. We only know of 1 person who's actually got video of the storm right now. There is a lot of rain out there along with this system. We even saw some here in west and central Alabama earlier this morning. So don't get out and try to spot this thing. Stay in your safe place underground. Like Richard says, get a helmet on, put a mattress on top of you, whatever you can do to keep you and your family safe. This is not something that we want to play around with. Get in your safe place right now. So it looks like, is there a new or trimmed down tornado warning out there?
Daniel, the National Weather Service are continuing the tornado warning until 1:30 p.m. for northwest Pickens County. It looks like there could be another tornado actually south of this thing over in East Mississippi. Let me zoom out of the radar quickly and see if we have another tornado warning in parts of East Mississippi as well. Yeah, it looks like a new tornado warning there in Noxubee, Kemper County, Mississippi.
Let's jump over here to the Jacksonville chat
check
and
that
see.
out, because that may be a new tornado warning.
Let's see, Kemper. I don't see one for Kemper. I see for Forest and Lamar County until 1:30. But it looks like they just haven't expired the warning for this storm that we're watching that's moving into Pickens County right now. So once again, we can't reiterate enough how you guys how badly you need to be in your safe place across all of northern Pickens County.
Yeah, Daniel, really dangerous supercell thunderstorm. It's starting to kind of get involved with this line of storms, so hopefully we'll see the same weekend. I think over the next hour or so, maybe that will be a trend, but right now we don't want you to take any chances with this thunderstorm. It's a very dangerous-looking storm there. Just north of Pickensville now, the National Weather Service, they're going to continue that tornado warning till 1:30, so we've got 30 more minutes on that warning, but I'm sure it will be extended, especially if we continue to see a signature like this on radar. But again, your tornado is now north of Pickensville. There's Pickensville in West Pickens County. There's Carrollton. Reform, you're now out of the tornado warning. It's moving a little more north than east, so it's moving kind of north-northeast now. And it looks like it's going to hit Ethelsville head-on, possibly in the next 15 to 20 minutes there. So places like Ethelsville and Macedonia, we want you in your safe place in Pickens County right now. So a very dangerous-looking signature still on radar. It's crossed north of Highway 14. Notice the TBS, a little tornado icon being picked up by our computer system. That's where the tornado is going to be located right now, just south of Ethelsville, but it's going to be a close call within the next 10 to 15 minutes. It looks like Ethelsville will be impacted by this tornado over Pickens County. The National Weather Service saying this thing still confirmed on the ground in Pickens County as it tracks off towards the northeast. Again, a dangerous thunderstorm in Pickens County that is producing a tornado warning. I want to zoom out quickly, show you a wide perspective. Notice the counties in yellow there, all the way to Interstate 65, a little bit east of there. That's at tornado watch until 7 p.m. this evening. Here's your squall line. Once this line moves east of you, the severe weather risk will end. It's just rain back here in west and central Mississippi. But again, that squall line and areas ahead of it, we're going to have the issue with these isolated tornadoes that spin up, and also the risk of damaging straight line winds along that squall line as it moves off towards the east. Now, the line itself is slowly moving east. In fact, we can check out quickly the temperatures before we look at that. Temperatures are very warm. You probably noticed that. The instability is high enough for these dangerous thunderstorms. It's not only warm, it's humid out there. Dew point temperatures in the 60s now. Dew point is 66. The atmosphere is prime for tornadic thunderstorms today, and also wind damage. All right, here's that radar loop I was talking about. I notice over Mississippi how the line's starting to get a little more organized. It moves off towards the east. The atmosphere over Alabama more conducive for severe thunderstorms today and into the afternoon hours. But as this squall line, the very leading edge of that, moves east of you, the severe weather risk will end. It's just going to take a little while before that happens. I think before the severe weather risk is over with for us, because we certainly have a couple of storms out there that have gotten quite out of hand over parts of West Alabama. Let me go back over to our live radar and show you what's happening there. Again, we still have a dangerous thunderstorm over Pickens County that has a confirmed tornado with it. The National Weather Service really concerned about the storm. We'll check out velocity with this thunderstorm. The tornado itself is going to be just south of Ethelsville. Here's a new radar update or velocity. You can see the rotation within this thunderstorm. And red is wind blowing away from the radar. Green is air rushing towards the radar. And right there's where your rotation is, just south of Ethelsville. We're looking out at the radar side of Columbus, which is just north of there. Here's your rotation. This is where your tornado is going to be located. Here's Highway 82, runs down towards Reform, and then eventually Highway 82 goes into Coker and Tuscaloosa. This storm is going to stay on the west side of Reform. You're okay with this particular thunderstorm in downtown Reform, but places like Ethelsville and Macedonia, we're talking about the potential for the tornado is going to be directly on top of you right now. So again, a dangerous thunderstorm over Pickens County. It has had a history of producing a tornado. It's had a history of producing a large, violent tornado. In fact, the National Weather Service is still saying there's a tornado with the storm as it moves into Ethelsville in Pickens County. So let me zoom back in just a little bit closer. You see some other communities we're expecting. There's Macedonia there. McShann community, you're in the tornado warning polygon. The tornado itself is on top of Pine Grove over West and North Pickens County. That's where your tornado is going to be. Here's your inflow notch into the updraft of the thunderstorm. Ethelsville, you're close to the hail portion of the thunderstorm. I'm sure there's some small hail falling just outside of Ethelsville on Highway 82, and very heavy rain with this. But the tornado itself is going to be on top of Pine Grove, moving towards Macedonia, Ethelsville, and other communities there, Delma and McShann. You're under that tornado warning polygon. So again, a dangerous thunderstorm over Pickens County. Daniel?
Yeah, we're getting more reports of injuries out of western or eastern Mississippi, I should say, out of College Street near Chicalic. And so we're watching very closely. A TV station has crew out there, says that the scene is pretty rough with a lot of injuries in that area. So it just goes to show that this storm has a history of doing damage and causing injuries. One fatality in Kemper County, also another injury, at least one injury there. So once we get through this, there's no telling what the injury total is going to be, or even how bad the damage is going to be. We're trying to get some pictures in. Our news department is working on trying to get any video that we can so we can show that to you and show you just how bad this system really is.
Yeah, we're looking at it from a different perspective here. This is off the Birmingham radar. You probably noticed the radar kind of changed there. We're going to look at the velocity with this storm, and it's a little far away from the Birmingham radar site, so we'll just stay on the Columbus radar site to see what this thing looks like. But again, it's certainly a dangerous thunderstorm. We've got injuries. We've got a confirmed fatality with it. It's not a storm to mess around with. This is a dangerous thunderstorm right on top of Ethelsville. You see the little tornado warning indicator there, the tornado indicator right on top of Ethelsville. That's where your rotation is going to be. Some other communities there, there's Stafford, that's just outside of Ethelsville, close to the Alabama-Mississippi state line. There's the Forest community, McCary there, right on the state line. Here's Highway 82 that runs out of Mississippi into West Alabama. The tornado is going to be located right there on top of Ethelsville. Moving northeast. It's moving more, I think, north-northeast than northeast at about 40 to 50 miles per hour, so it's not moving more of an east direction, moving more north than east in Pickens County. Let me zoom out of this thing and show you other areas. If you're watching us in other parts of west and central Alabama, other parts of the state are okay right now. The main concern is over northwest Pickens County. So places like Tuscaloosa, we're okay. Birmingham, we're fine. Brent, Centerville, no tornadoes in our part of the state right now. The only tornado warning is in northwest Pickens County, but other areas we're going to be watching are down here to the south. Let me kind of zoom into South Mississippi here. You see some tornado warnings being picked up towards the Hattiesburg community. These will likely continue to lift northeast and will impact southwest parts of Alabama here within the next few hours. So we've got a long way to go, I think, before the severe weather risk is going to be over with, but the squall line itself, once that moves through your part of the state, you see it from the Shoals down to about Columbus, Mississippi, down to Meridian. Once that moves east of you, the severe weather risk will end, because behind that, the air's cool, it's stable over central and west Mississippi, so no more severe weather after this line passes your area. But this one dangerous thunderstorm that's gotten out of hand, it's a long-track supercell thunderstorm. It's the only one we have in our area. It's moving northeast. It's just passing Ethelsville now. And again, Reform, you're not under tornado warning. Gordo, you're okay. We're talking the northwest corner of Pickens County. You're the only ones under a tornado warning in west and central Alabama right now. Other areas, kind of do an analysis on this quickly. The squall line should reach places like Jasper, Tuscaloosa down towards Greensboro, and Linden, I'd say probably by 3 p.m. The squall line should be lined up in that general fashion across our state. And then after 4 to 5 p.m., we're talking Interstate 65, and then it'll move east of there sometime later this evening. So we got a little while to go before the slow-moving storm system moves out. But I noticed one thing, Daniel, there's no severe thunderstorm warnings that I see in East Mississippi or West Alabama other than this one tornado warning, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, not with the entire system. I want to update real quick this tornado warning. As of 1:05, the National Weather Service was continuing to track this confirmed tornado located near Ethelsville.